A very warm welcome to you, ladies and gents, from the Q8 Pilot Channel. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City, Kuwait. My sincere apologies for the late start. I was setting things up and kind of lost track of the time. We are today going to be revisiting the Toliss A330. And we are going to be looking at the FMOD Soundpack by SoundBox Studios. Now, I will tell you that the sounds of the engine right off the bat are just insane. I love the engine sounds from this FMOD pack. We previously looked at the Mango Studio Soundpack, which was okay. But this one is, I promise you that you are in for a treat with the engine sound. So we're going to take a look at that. But first, let me welcome all of you guys here in chat. Mr. Valero Thomas, Mr. Boring Flyby, welcome aboard. Mr. Renan D. Oliveira, welcome aboard. We have Mr. Boring with us today, and Copstony. Sorry, your name is too long. I'm very sorry about that. Stan, welcome aboard. Hello, Mark. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And we have also my very dear friend, Rand Cooley. Welcome aboard. Dougal, Stan, Rand. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you here. Flyby, welcome. I want to know if the sounds are multi-channel, so you can hear some sense of, well, we're going to take a look. We are currently situated at Leipzig in Germany, and today we are going to be flying this Belgium Airlines flight service to Belgium. Very first time that I fly from this airport, and here is a quick look at our flight plan. So today we are going to be flying from Leipzig, Germany, at runway 26 right through the ORTA 5 November departure. We are going to be cruising at 31,000 feet with an approximate flight time of about 55 minutes. Arriving later into Brussels International in Belgium, runway 19er, and the conditions over at our current locations, marginal VFR, and we have VFR conditions over at our destination. So let's get the show underway, folks. And first, I want to say that I really like the A330. It's a really nice looking plane. Of course, this is the A330 Neo, and I think that Toliss has done a decent job with the visuals on this aircraft, both inside and out. Could use improvement for sure, but I think it's pretty good. All right, let's get things underway, and we're going to hop into the cockpit here, and we're going to set things up. First, we're going to make sure that, why is everything so bright? Everything looks so bright today. Okay. So we're going to move this away, and we're just going to take a look here, make sure that the flap levers are retracted, the thrust levers are in idle detent, the landing gear is down, and we're going to move up here, and we're going to make sure that the wipers are in the off position, and we're going to come here now and make sure we have more than 25 volts on the batteries, and go ahead and turn battery 1. Check out the sounds. Yeah. Very nice indeed. Now, they're not, they're not 100%, but what I really like is the engine sounds, and we're going to take a look. Now we're going to take a listen to that, of course. Let's set the seatbelt signs, nav lights 1. We're going to go to fuel pumps. Nice FMOD sounds. I mean, it's much better than the Mango Studio Soundpack, if you ask me. So we've got everything here set perfect. And now we can go to our PFD and ND. We're going to increase the lighting a little bit there. And we're going to do the same for our McDoos. There we go. McDoos, upper ECAM and lower ECAM. Next, we're going to make sure that all the switches here are in the normal position, which they are. Moving down here, we've got the radios there. Everything here is looking good. Perfect, perfect. Everything here is good, and everything here is good on the first officer's side. Again, everything here is looking good, and we are good to go. Okay. There is no test I think this doesn't work. Yeah, if you click it, it just opens. So we're just going to close that, and we'll pretend that the oxygen test has been completed. Okay, perfect. All right, and now we have everything set up here. So we're going to go to the McDo, and we're going to start setting up the aircraft. So we are going to go to, again, we're going to follow the diff strip sequence. Data is verified, and then in its alpha, and we're going to go ahead and request the flight data from SimBrief. And we'll just wait a second here, and now everything is populated. Give it just another second, and it will populate everything. So we've got our Belgian flight 120, 249 passengers, 31,000 feet for our cruise altitude today. And next we can go now to, so diffs, so flight plan is next. And we're going to go ahead and bring up our Navigraph charts, grab the departure. So we are going to select runway 26 right for our departure today. 26 right, the ORTA 5 November. ORTA 5, that's the one. Excellent. And there is no transition. So we're going to insert that. Perfect. And then we're going to go to our destination and select the arrival runway 19er. So that's the ILS runway 19er. And it's the BATI 6 Alpha. All right, so BATI 6 Alpha arrival, and there is no transition again here, so we're just going to say none, insert, and we have our flight plan. We're just going to cycle through it real quick, make sure we have no discontinuities, and it seems like we don't have any discontinuities, and all is looking good here. All right, so next is the secondary flight plan, so we're going to go here and just copy the active. Next, we're going to go to the radios. I don't think we need anything here for the departure, but we can check here real quick. We have, let's see here. Yeah, I think we are good. Yep, no need for anything here. So then we're going to go to the progress page, and we are going to enter Echo Delta Delta Papa, which is our current airport, and we're going to select 26 left, just in case we have to come back. We're going to enter that there. And now, yeah, obviously the distance is 1.3 nautical miles. Just in case we need to come back due to an emergency, we'll come back to the opposite runway of 26 right, since this is the departure runway. All right, so now we're going to go to Init Bravo, and Init Bravo is already set up for us. So next we're going to go to, so diffs RIP. So the last one is the performance. So we're going to go to performance here, and we're going to go to the data uplink, and we're going to request the data again for simplicity and speed. And we wait for the takeoff data. I think the takeoff data is received. So if we click here, we're going to do, yeah, takeoff data received. Okay, so flex takeoff and insert uplink. There we go. And now we have flaps 1, the trim is 3 units up, and we have 393941 for our V1, V-rotate, and V2 respectively. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Good time for us to start the APU, so let's go ahead and start APU master, and we'll wait for the flap to open, and now the flap is open. There we go, we can start the APU. Okay. Perfect. Let's go to the outside real quick and see if we can hear the APU starting. There's the APU sound. Very nice indeed. Look at the heat blare. Very, very nice. All right. So the APU's coming up. Let's check it out here. All right, we're going to set our altitude to 31,000 feet. 31,000 is set. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and grab the weather information. Let's take that off, and flights, EDDP, weather, and the altimeter is 1016. 1016, and 1016, and 1016. There we go. Excellent. All right, APU bleed on, and we can now turn off the external power B and A. All right, and we'll just wait for the alignment now. 3 minutes till final alignment, so we're good here, and we can clear that. We're gonna go to the flight plan, and let's go to, we'll select that one there. We're gonna go to fix information. We're gonna enter EBBR. EBBR, was it 19, all right, so 19, yeah, EBBR 19er. So 19er. We entered that here, perfect. And the radius is 10 nautical miles. And we're gonna go to the next page. And again, EBBR, and runway 19er. And we're gonna add a 20 nautical mile ring. There we go, and that is now set. And now we have the flight plan here. We can switch to flight plan and step through just to make sure that we have what we want. So we're gonna cycle through this, and here are our two rings, the 20 nautical mile and 10 nautical mile rings, there for situational awareness. We'll switch this back to arc, and now we can let's go ahead and turn on our beacon lights on. Beacon lights are on, and now we should see that all the doors and hatches being closed. Look at the beacon lights. Yeah, very nice looking aircraft. All right, perfect. Let me see if you guys have any questions here. I want to know if this sounds, yeah, that. Hello, Mr. Brent Norman. It's been a while, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. So did any of you fine folks take part in the world flight sectors? I saw a few A330s. Cool. All right. So, yeah, it's too clean. I agree with you there, Dougal. Too clean for my liking. Okay, we're going to come here to the init, and we're just going to say IRS align on reference, confirm alignment. There we go. And that should take care of the alignment for us. And everything else is set here, so we're going to come to the cabin, and we're going to say arm doors and cross-check. Next, we're going to go to init. We're going to remove the external power, and we're going to remove the chocks. And we are now pretty much good to go. We're going to start this clock, that clock, and we are now ready for engine start, which is the part I've been really waiting for. I just really want you guys to hear the sounds today. A lot of people have been asking me about the Elevatics overlay that you see in the top of the screen. Now, some of you thought that this is something that you can have, that this is something that you can actually, like it's an add-on that goes on top of your desktop, which it doesn't. So it doesn't really work that way, guys. So this overlay is a browser source in my streaming software. So there's a URL that you paste in there in order to make this overlay appear on stream, but it is not available on desktop. I know a lot of you guys have been asking this question, but yeah, it's only available for streamers through your streaming software, just in case you're wondering. Free add-on X-Plane 12. You have the Zebo. Yes, definitely the Zebo is next on my list. I was actually tempted to do the Zebo until I saw the this Soundpack, and I said, "Oh, new Soundpack. Let me try it out." And it actually turns out to be really good. All right, ready to go. Let's go ahead and bring up better pushback, and we're going to start the push.
Please show me where you want to go.
Right, so we're going to push nose to the right, tail to the left.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, and the tow is driving up. Let's take a look here. And very, very nice looking aircraft in, you know, marginal VFR conditions today. So it should make for a visually compelling takeoff from Leipzig here in Germany. Mr. Yusuf Sayed, how are you doing, my friend? Glad to have you with us this evening. Hello, Nicholas. Welcome aboard. What do you think about the aircraft's textures? The exterior textures are actually not bad at all. They could use improvement, especially on the wings, but the interior is, I think, lacking. Yeah, for sure. This really needs some work.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
All right, so ready to connect. Everything here is in tip-top shape. But the fidelity of the aircraft, the simulation of the systems, the flight model, the fly-by-wire implementation is second to none on this Toliss A330. Thanks, guys, for answering that question. This is what I love about the Q8 pilot community. You guys are just so helpful, and I just love that about
Now connected
the
and bypass
community.
pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Oh, we have Nicholas from Belgium. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. All right, we're good to go here. Parking brake is released.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engine.
And now comes the fun part, folks. Let's go ahead and engine start selector to ignition start. And we're going to start with engine number 2. There we go. Engine number 2. Oh, yeah. Man, you gotta love those sounds. Think you can hear it better now. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's start the engine number 1. You'll be able to hear them better once we give it a little bit of thrust. So we'll wait for the second engine now to start.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
All right, and parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Listen to that. let's, we have a good start. All right, both engines. Let's go AP bleed off, AP master off. We'll keep the parking brake, and let me let you hear the sounds. So let me put this
Tower
back
disconnected
off.
and
We're gonna
bypass
set
pin has
flaps
been removed.
1.
Hand signal on the left. I'll see
Arm
you
speed
next time.
brake.
Have a safe flight.
Auto brake max. And all right, let me just go. You can see the flaps. All right, let's listen. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, especially from the interior. All right, it's, yeah, okay. Nav taxiway config brake on. Okay, so we've triggered some alarms here. Black Friday is coming soon. My credit card is shaking for the amount I'm going to spend in flight. Does it sound different depending on where you are seated as a passenger? Yes, it does sound different. Now we need a sound pack or 2 for the MD-11. All right, we are ready to go, folks. So let me do a clear here. So we're going to clear everything. Test takeoff config is normal. We're going to come here and turn on the weather system. There we go. Everything's set here. Perfect. And we are good to go. And TCAS is on standby, which is fine. We're going to take this to TARA, ATC mode, auto. All right. All right, let me just release the parking brake. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I guess the sound doesn't change based on where you're sitting, but from the outside it does. Here, let's take a listen as we taxi. I guess it's called the Doppler effect, is what you guys are talking about. We need our taxi lights on. There we go. Perfect. We're all ready to go now. So what do you guys think of the sounds? Man, X-Plane is looking great. Sound is really good from the interior. Hello, Stefanos. Those A330 wings are really, really cool. All right. So I need to figure out where I am right now. I think we need to do a right turn. Yeah, let me do a right turn. There we go. And then what we want to do is our runway is, let me just show you here real quick. No, I think our runway is there. So, yeah, that's okay. We just need to go all the way to the other part. Where's Navigraph charts? Okay. Right, so you want 26 right, which is there. So we're going to make a turn here and go back. Yeah, the runway is a bit far from our current location. So we'll just taxi through the runway and we'll exit out and then head over to 26 right for departure. We're going to take this taxiway and head over to 26 left. I'm not sure if this taxiway will take us all the way through. We'll take it anyway. Go. Very nice steering the aircraft on the ground. The Toliss has a feel of a really heavy aircraft. Alright, that's going to take us all the way there to 26 right. It's a bit of a long taxi. And I can't wait just to hear the roar of the engines as we push full throttle for the departure. Lawler Pilot, how are you doing, my friend? Hello, Christian. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you guys like the sounds. I think you'll get a better feel for the sounds once we're airborne, as we do the takeoff roll. Alright, we are ready to go. Everything is set up. And we have no blues there. That's the turn for 26 right. There we go. Very long taxi. All right. So here is, looks like the beginning of the runway. Very long taxi. Why is the cockpit so bright today? You know, we used to complain about dark cockpits in X-Plane, and now it's just way too bright. Brake fan itself. Brakes are hot. Huh. Says delay takeoff. Well, we're not going to delay the takeoff. We're just going to go. But yeah, the brakes are hot, and just in case we need to do a rejected takeoff, it would be disastrous with the parking, with the brakes being so hot. Taxi simulator, yeah. All right, 26 right. Finally, we are here, and landing lights on, nose light to takeoff, runway takeoff lights, and strobes are on. We're gonna go ahead and start the clock. And here we go, 26 right. Let's make the turn. Beautiful runway contours in X-Plane. Prefer chocks to cool the brakes down, but that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and go. The trim is set 3 units up. Okay, perfect. All right. Manflex, SRS, and runway. Now you can hear the engine sounds. We're coming up to V1. Rotate. Positive red climb. Here it's going up. Oh yeah. Those engine sounds are really, really cool. All right. Right, we can retract the flaps. Oh, what did I do? Right, flaps are retracted. And yeah, the brakes are hot, obviously. And autopilot 1 is engaged. Thrust climb is set. And we could have left the gear down to cool down, but that's alright.
We are 180 knots.
Let me come here and clear this.
1027, bonjour, speed 160 knots, proceeding 777, report short final 06.
There we go. All's good here.
160 knots, will report final.
And now we continue the climb. 5,000 feet is the transition altitude.
Europa 1027, clear to land 06, wind calm, vacate whiskey 42. Vacate whiskey 43, clear to land 06, Europa 1027. You may vacate whiskey 42. Whiskey 42, Europa 1027. Europa 1027, first right, contact ground 121705, bye-bye. 1705, Europa 107.
Hey Carl, welcome aboard. Sent you a message on general on your Discord server. Seems we do
26 Hotel Kilo, speed 180, on the local.
How are you doing,
6
Carl?
Hotel Kilo, bonjour number 2, report short final
Hi,
06.
does your pushback
Yeah,
have
report
voices
final
of the ground crew? I can't seem to get mine working. Yeah, they do. Maybe your volume is set.
725, contact to departure
Maybe it's set to
127550.
device names. It's so loud.
750, initial 725, au revoir.
Let's see. this down a little bit. All right. So transition altitude. Sorry guys, I was actually messaging work on some stuff, so I was a little bit occupied with them on the on WhatsApp. So there we go. Why is this so loud?
Cruising scan 808, right left from Echo 4, you're cleared for takeoff, reach 21013, plus 20. Takeoff,
I think that's good, right there. Look at those clouds, guys. Wow, look at that. Wow. Check it out. Very nice indeed. And the X-Plane sky colors are now insanely good. Yes, they are. Very, very good. The clouds are looking really good.
Kenneth 70 Juliet, 1 at center. 1 at center, great for that. Kenneth 70 Juliet. Tower, good evening, Kenneth 40 Echo, final 1
Let's do another view.
Now, Kenneth 40 Echo, you're number 3, the wind is 218 knots. Roger.
Check out those wings, guys. Very, very nice indeed.
Cam 9 Zulu, 1 at center, plate line, 21017.
By 1 at center, clear for land, Cam 9 Zulu.
It's a very nice aircraft altogether, and I think the brightness now is much less, so I think now it looks, you know, half decent, I would say. The texturing of the Toliss aircraft has never been good, but I have to say that their A319 and A320 and A321 look a lot better in terms of the actual texturing than the A330 and A340. So those definitely need work.
Gallon 366, right on 1 center, clear for land, wind 260 at 15, gusting 21. Runway 31 Golf Charlie, runway 18 center, clear for land, wind 250 at 18, gusting 23. Then runway 18 center and
All right, 19,000 for 31, about 11,000 feet to go. And we could put the terrain radar here as well.
Gallon 76 Lima, runway 18 center, clear for land, wind 26013, gusting 22.
Very nice sky colors, really. To fully enjoy a simulator, I need a great cockpit to admire, a good sound, and a great sky, so I don't have to be looking down. X-Plane 12 fails the first option. I don't think X-Plane fails the first option, so you need a great cockpit to admire. I don't think that it fails. I think the Toliss specifically doesn't really have a, that much of a, in terms of the texturing, it definitely needs work, but there are some very high fidelity aircraft in excellent, including the Freeware Zebo that looks absolutely marvelous. You've got that, you've got, the 777 by Flight Factor looks amazing. It looks better than PMDG. So I do not agree with your assessment that X-Plane does not have, it's the aircraft, but not X-Plane, that maybe doesn't look all that great. But overall, it doesn't look bad. It's just, it needs work. The texturing in the Toliss aircraft definitely needs work.
Emirates
So,
147, perfectly 42418, declare to land on with 260.
look at that. We've got our landing lights, so let's turn those off. And seatbelt sign can go off as well. Right, we can turn off the brake fan as well. There we go. And we're coming up to the top of climb here. Those clouds are looking absolutely fantastic. Wow, look at that. Very, very nice indeed.
Good morning, Max 358, ILS 28, Max 358. Dublin Tower, good morning, Max 358, ILS 28.
Right, so if we look here at the after top of climb, and then we've got a few 40, we've got quite a distance to cover before top of descent, so we're good there. We can go now to the progress page, and we can update this to Echo Bravo Bravo Romeo 19er, which is the arrival runway, and update that here. And now we have the total remaining distance to our destination, which is about 241 nautical miles. Not a very long flight. I would call this a short hop, but we're going to be cruising at 31,000 feet. So we are reaching our cruise altitude in just a second here, and everything's looking good. So if we click here, no, that's not what I wanted. We don't have any traffic now. Yeah, there's nothing there, so to see. Alright, maximum speed, that's clear. Let's clear that. And let's go to status real quick. Maximum speed, in-op system. I don't think we have anything there. Clear that. Clear that. Strange.
Sierra 5, right on Sierra, contact ground 120, right?
Sierra 5, Sierra 120, that's the number. Good morning, Golf. My contact, we have a tango or Joe Black Stop with 8.4. Golf Mike Foxtrot Lima Tango Tower, good morning. Surface wind 120 degrees 06, runway 17. Clear to land. Clear to land, runway 17, Golf, Lima Tango. Golf, Lima Tango, would you like us to backtrack to Charlie? Lima Tango, I confirm, you can backtrack and cross 0725, make a right onto Charlie, and then another left, you practice down to 18. Backtrack to Charlie, and then left onto Stan 18, call Lima Tango.
Alright, 31,000 feet, that's our cruise altitude. Wow, look at that. Screenshot material. Bring the sounds down a bit. Look at that scene, guys. Look at those clouds. Wow. It's very, very good. Look at the contrails. This looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, sorry, the sound's maybe too loud. Let me bring this down a little bit. I think you can hear me better now. Let's set this back to 80. There we go. Looking good. Excellent. Let's see here. I don't know if Carl is still with us, so I can see your messages. Carl, the easiest way, if I don't know what's going on with Discord, but I can see your messages in the general chat. I don't get the DMs from you. I'm not sure if you're still with us, but if you are, if there is something that you need to communicate, the easiest way is to just send me an email, info@q8pilot.com. So yeah, you should be able to send me any messages there. That should work. All right, so 31,000 feet, and let's go ahead and enter our destination information. So we're going to go to perf. We're going to go to the next phase, and let's grab our information there for the arrival. So we're going to go to Brussels. We're going to go to the weather, and we're going to note the QNH, which is 1018. 1018. There we go. The temperature is 10 degrees Celsius. Ooh, pretty cold, isn't it? And the wind's 200 at 6, 200 degrees, 6 knots, transition altitude 5,000, and we can go to our approach plate. Let's go to at runway 19er. That's an ILS runway. 3,000 is the platform altitude, and let's see, the decision height is 200.
Okay, 4 Tango, 180 by track, cross runway
075, right? Yeah. All right. So all is good here, and we already see the ILS 19er appearing here, and the top of descent, if we come here and go to perf, is in 104 nautical miles. Very well. Thank you very much, Stefanos. I'm glad that we're finally flying to your hometown. And yeah, I really hope that one day I can visit Belgium. It's definitely a country that I want to visit in Europe. I visited a lot of European countries. So I've been to Germany, Austria, Italy, Denmark, Sweden, the Netherlands, the UK, obviously, and Spain, Italy. I'm not sure if I said that already. So yeah, I've been to a number of. I want to go to Norway. Is really on my bucket list, and I really want to go to Belgium. And I want to also visit some of the East European countries as well. So, those are definitely countries that that are on my bucket list that I want to visit. Yeah, definitely, Stefanos. It would be my complete privilege to visit Belgium. I've been to Belgium. It was my last international trip. Very nice little place, but I didn't like the weather. Oh, really? What's the weather like there? Is it like cold or is it hot? If it's cold, then it's my kind of weather.
Romeo, attack, good afternoon, 720 degrees, magnetic, 5 knots, runway 17, clear land.
It was August and it was raining most of the time. Oh, I don't mind the rain. I don't like the rain, so I like it when it's cloudy, but there's a little bit of sun. So scattered clouds, a little bit sunny, but cold weather. That would be the perfect thing for me because you guys, I come from probably the hottest spot on Earth. So when it's time for a getaway, I'd like to always go to cooler places. The summer in Kuwait is unbearable. It's very, very hot. So it was summer. It should be nice weather. Kuwait, try to visit the Balkans if you can. I was there during the unpleasant times and wish I made it back as it'd be beautiful there. Yeah, definitely. Kind of like England. Oh, okay. Exploration team, did you plan to visit France? Oh, I've visited France already many times. Yeah, I've been to France many times. The last time I was in France, unfortunately, I got robbed. Yeah, thankfully, I didn't have really anything in the wallet except for my credit cards, which I've canceled. But we were, I remember my son was little, and he got tired of walking, so I had to carry him, and I was also carrying his stroller on my other hand, and my wallet was in my pocket, and we boarded the underground. We were heading back from Paris we went to Paris. We were on at Euro Disney, and on the way, we got on the underground. When we started moving at a station, when I left the station, I realized that my wallet was gone. So did you? So it was a pretty bad experience for me because all my credit cards and my bank cards were in the wallet, and the wallet was gone. So yeah, I had to cancel everything. The good thing is that I used to bank with a bank that has a presence in London. So I was able to withdraw cash and continue the trip as intended when we went back to London. Next time you fly with me in south of Paris, LFB in my bloom. Sure, no worries. Someone once tried to rob me in Milan. It did not end well for him. Yeah, I remember it in Italy. When I was visiting the Spanish Steps, and there was this young guy who came and he said, "Look, I can give you some art for free." And I said, "I don't want any art, thank you very much." And I kept walking down the steps, and the guy kept following me, and he said he insists that he just do the art. And I looked at him and I said, "Look, I don't want any trouble. I don't want your art, thank you very much." And the guy just took some ropes and he started like tying them up together, and he said, "Well, it's work now, it's done, you've got to pay me." And I was very young at the time, and when you guys when you're young, your hormones are like at the peak, and so I couldn't take it. It was really aggravating me, and I said, "Look, you need to move out of your face now, or something really bad is going to happen." So I remember those things very vividly. But so he did eventually back down, kind of went his way. Oh, really? The same thing happened when you visit Madrid. Oh, hey, Anthony Seaworth, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome. Right, so we are getting close to top of descent. We are 64 nautical miles, and the platform altitude is 3,000 feet over at Belgium. Things are looking good. And let's take a quick look at the outside, shall we? Again, the clouds are simply fantastic in X-Plane now. And this is now the released version of X-Plane 12.3. Look at the sun rays. Look at that, guys. You see that? The sun rays are just amazing. The clouds are so nice. The glare from the sun. Everything is just done to perfection. The lighting in X-Plane has really come a long way, and it is looking absolutely phenomenal. Very, very nice. Very nice.
Stewart 8 Delta Romeo, wind 240
There again, you can see the clouds there,
runway
multi-layered,
28,
and they
takeoff.
look
Bye-bye.
very realistic now. Very, very. I can still see some artifacts right there in the back, and that's something that Laminar will be working on in future updates, I'm sure. I know that the aliasing has improved significantly in 12.3, so we don't see it as much as before. It's still there, by the way, the shimmering, but it's not as bad as it used to be. So, oops, that was too
Terminal
loud.
68 X-ray, line up runway 28, a beam echo 2.
Yeah,
wait.
but other than that, I think the sim is starting to look fantastic, really.
Morning.
I think I'm lucky. I think you are lucky, Mr. Valero. Yes, indeed. To be honest, X-Plane 12 needs to
Ryanair
improve the
3,
technical
1 Papa
aspect.
Romeo,
They
wind
have to add
240
temporal
degrees, 7
AA,
knots, runway
FSR
34,
3,
cleared, takeoff.
DLSS, and frame generation. For absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. I think the sim, though, I think in order to do that, I think they need to rewrite the whole sim. I think it's going to be very difficult for them to integrate that at this point. And there was a friend who closely worked on Laminar on several projects, and according to him, and of course, you know, quote unquote, you know, the X-Plane code is spaghetti. So I don't know how truthful that is or how accurate that description is, but yeah, it remains to be seen. What I can say is X-Plane as a platform has come a long way. And I've been a user of X-Plane since 10.3, so I believe the very first version, the very first update I got was 10.31 was the first update. When I purchased it was 10.3, and back then, I think if I look at X-Plane back then and I look at X-Plane 12 today, there is it's a completely new sim, by the way. It looks completely different. It's very fluid. It's always been very fluid, but the interface has changed. The graphical assets, the flight model, everything has changed. And the good thing is that it's changed to the better. So I think that we can expect these things, but I think they will take a very long time. But I do agree with you. They need to bring the latest tech into the sim in order to improve the visual quality. I wonder if they, you know, if any developer would consider, you know, using Unreal Engine to do a flight sim. Maybe, you know, like Asobo or Microsoft. I think they have the budget and the resources. Multi-threading would be very nice, yeah. X-Plane remains to be a processor-based sim. It depends on a single processor performance in order to deliver, and that really is a shame because you know, with the new processors and the processing power that is available today, unfortunately, all goes to waste with X-Plane. It simply is still very much reliant on a single processor. So I completely agree with you there. But there are alternatives. So you can have, you know, you can have the motion smoothing, for example, or you can have, what do you call it? Lossless scaling, yeah, lossless scaling. So that's another solution that you can use in order to improve the performance in X-Plane. I'm not sure that lossless scaling would work on multi-screens, though. So it's a bit, I think, tricky once you have more than one screen. But I know, excuse me, but I know that motion smoothing works perfectly fine on several screens, so no issues there, and it does pretty much what lossless scaling does, but I think it does it it is with lossless scaling. There's a little bit of latency. I don't get that latency when I use you know, a smooth motion or motion smoothing. I don't get the latency. It's very, very effective. We are using it today. So we're getting really good frames. I actually never turn it off. I just did a driver update. And I always make sure that I turn it on for X-Plane, because now I can actually enjoy, flying into, for example, JFK at my settings without really suffering, a performance hit in very involved aircraft such as the Toliss 747. So multi-threading will definitely be good, and I would also want them to, to harness the power of the the latest GPU models. So really you can't, such as, what you said, frame generation and ray tracing and things like that. And it remains to be, in a lot of respects, from the technical point of view, X-Plane remains to be dated in terms of the technology that it uses. While they have implemented blade element theory, and that they have done a remarkable job on the lighting engine in X-Plane, I think in terms of technology, I think it remains to be a dated sim. So hopefully those are things that will be considered in the future, in future updates of X-Plane, and that we'll be able to enjoy even better performance and better visuals. I really would love to see a flight simulator built on the Unreal Engine platform. Unreal Engine is simply unreal when it comes to to the graphics, the visuals in Unreal Engine. I've seen a game or a trailer of a game. It's a first shooter game, which personally I don't like to play those games. I don't like anything with violence, basically, but the graphics of the game are actually real. It looked like it came from an actual movie, like a film that was actually shot on a camera. Very, very good. And the world inside Unreal Engine is truly, truly remarkable. I have a friend who is very well versed in Unreal Engine. He's a developer, and he showed me some of the work that he's done with Unreal Engine, and it's just amazing what you can do with it. I don't know if flight simulation is something that would work, but I think if a company can actually take Unreal Engine and build a flight sim platform on it, I think it would probably be the very best in terms of the physics, in terms of the visuals, the lighting, everything with Unreal Engine is truly, truly amazing. Have you tried Truck Simulator? Many people now playing it. Satoga, I have tried it. Yes, I have tried Truck Simulator, both American and Europe Truck Simulator. I think there's two versions. One is in the US and one is in Europe. They're very good. Yeah, they're very good. The graphics are amazing. Especially with the mods. It looks just gorgeous. Very, very nice. Greetings from sunny Vancouver, Canada. Sunday morning coffee here on West Coast and a Q8 stream. Great stuff. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here with us, my very dear friend from Vancouver, Canada. Welcome aboard. Just in time for our arrival into Brussels. And here is the top of descent. We are going to reset the altitude to 3,000 feet. And top of descent is in 2 nautical miles, so we can actually go ahead and begin the descent now. So there we go, and we're going to do a nav descent, and here we are now heading over to let's turn on the landing system. There we go. Excellent. And we've begun the descent now towards Brussels, Belgium. FG on lossless scaling has more lag than FG with either DLSS or FSR, but all of them add some lag. For flight sim, it's fine with a bit of lag. I don't use FG because of the graphical artifacts. Well, see, I've been using smooth motion, or motion smoothing, whatever you call it, from the NVIDIA control panel. This actually was a tip from one of you guys, and it works really, really well. There's no artifacts, as you can see. Even when you pan the camera around, it looks really, really good. It really does the trick. It gives you what lossless scaling gives you without the lag. Maybe there is a lag, maybe there's a little bit of a lag, but it's not noticeable. At least for me, it's not. So sim platforms pretty much need their own engine. One thing is create some area with some physics. Another, create a whole world with a lot of physics implemented in it. For sure. Happy Sunday HD Sim. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. No, for sure, this is not, I wasn't suggesting that it was an easy job to do, especially when you want to simulate the entire world. Again, the simulator world is extremely difficult to simulate because it's the entire world that you have. And so it becomes extremely difficult to use something like Unreal Engine for it. And I can't imagine how large would the actual download be if it was a downloadable game, but it would be, or a downloadable sim, it would be like maybe a terabytes of data. So yeah, it's in all practical sense, it may not, it might not be a viable thing to do, but only if it was viable, I think it would be great. X-Plane runs mostly on a single thread, but plugins can create their own threads for background work. Yeah, that is true. The thing is, what I've noticed also is that when you have AI traffic, for example, even when you actually generate AI traffic within X-Plane, it actually runs on separate threads. And that can, by the way, bring performance down as well. So here's a quick flyby, again, for a change of scenery for you guys. Very nice aircraft. Very nice livery as well. Air Belgium. Very nice. Pretty cool.
Shamrock 3 Echo Romeo, wind 240 degrees, 7 knots, runway 28, clear takeoff. Bye-bye.
Clear takeoff today, Shamrock 3 Echo Romeo.
All right, so we are almost there now. If we click here, we are 96 nautical miles from our destination. Almost there. That's our 20 nautical mile ring. We can see it clearly now. And our 10 nautical mile ring right there. And this is runway 19 at Belgium. Should be straightforward landing. The weather is quite nice over at Belgium. A bit cold, but nothing serious. There it's still, the brake fans are still, brake's still hot. I'm going to leave the brake fan on. Maybe we'll lower the landing gear a bit early so that we allow it to cool down a little bit before we touch down. And we've been flying for about 37 minutes now. And we should arrive in about less than 20 minutes from now into Brussels, Belgium. X-Plane has a big problem. A lot of very realistic aircraft. The problem is, if you have them all, how do you decide which one to fly? Looks like I haven't updated my scenery today. I haven't updated my my stream element. Sorry for that, guys. Are you using an add-on for the chatter? Yes, I am using XATC Chatter by Stick and Rudder Studios, a great app to have available for X-Plane XATC Chatter and for Microsoft Flight Sim FS Chatter, both by Stick and Rudder Studios. Very, very good, very immersive, and it actually, it's got this really nice feature. Let me bring up the control panel. So if you have XATC Chatter, you can set it to automatic. So I have it auto-select, so it will select the region automatically, and then it will also select the nearest facility automatically. If you tune in COM1, so there's COM1 and COM2, if you tune in to a frequency like a real-world frequency, it would switch to that frequency and play the chatter from ATC. All of these are actually recorded from real life. They use live ATC to download the clips and make them into into you know, chat clips for XATC and FATC chatter. Obviously, both plugins use the same files. So if you have the XATC chatter files, they would work with the FS chatter as well. Price-wise, very cheap. I don't think this is expensive, and I think it does add that level of immersion. It also has integration with X-Plane ATC, say intentions, and you can also enable external integrations. From the appearance perspective, you can select how it looks here, popped out, or... Oh, what did I do? Oh, come on. Come on. Well, the good thing is we can always go back for X-Plane and and we can go to the situation. So that's what happens when you do things you're not supposed to do on stream. You know, try to show stuff. Yeah. But that's okay. We can load the it was a flyby. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna say a new flight. We'll put this exactly where it was, and we'll just load up the situation and continue our flight. That's the nice thing about Toliss aircraft. Some things may be off, but for the most part, it will give you the last 5 minutes of the flight. So. So that was pretty bad, yeah. Yeah. But, you know, again, try to show you guys things. So those kind of things do happen while you're on stream. The good thing about Toliss is that you can completely recover from these solitude saving. Let's see how the Toliss situation savings work. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Hopefully we can recover now and bring it back. Let's see. All right, so looks like the situation has changed here. All right, so here we're going to go to the control panel, and then we're going to say autosave situation. All right, and we're going to say situation load, and that should bring us exactly where we were, hopefully, and allow us to continue the flight over to Brussels. Let's see. It's the autosave, so it would be probably the last 5 minutes. I think we've been descending for more than 5, so, but I think it will be 5 minutes from the time that we actually crashed. So there we go. See, it works just absolutely amazing. Exactly where we were, and everything is in the exact state. Even the brake fan, being hot, has been restored. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So we are in exactly... Right, we're going to switch this to 40 nautical miles now.
Yes, turn right onto the Bravo taxiway as indicated, ground 121.
And we are looking good. Right, let's very quickly here take a look at the weather. So the weather over at Brussels is 206 knots, scattered clouds at 1200, temperature is 09er, went down 1 degree since our departure. Wow, it's quite cold in Belgium, isn't it? Yeah. And 1018, no significant change next couple of hours. So 1018, transition altitude is 5,000 feet. We are at 19, and we continue the descent now. Everything is in tip-top shape. Wow, you know, this is the fastest recovery from a crash, I think. And yeah, I think I've done something I wasn't supposed to do. Popping out a window is always risky. Yeah, for sure. So I won't do that again. That's the way it should work, yeah. But even loading this in, see, normally when I first start my PC, the very first load into X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Sim takes a little bit more time than the subsequent start. So if I start X-Plane the first time, it takes a little bit of time. if I shut down X-Plane and turn it back on, you know, switch it back on, click and open it, then it doesn't take as much time because I guess, you know, it's been cached. So yeah, this was actually a pretty quick start, pretty quick restart. So I'm quite glad. Yeah, it is definitely a lifesaver, without a doubt. All right, I'm going to. I just need to do something real quick, guys. Actually, I need to go grab some water. So I'll just give you a nice wing view here.
22 on the approach for 28.
There we go, and I will be right back.
250 degrees, 7 knots.
Okay.
American 722, wind 250 degrees, 7 knots, runway 28, cleared land.
Lane on 28 for American 722.
Starboard 1, starboard 1 kilo, 5.5 miles.
Starboard 1 kilo, roger, continue approach, wind 260 degrees, 7 knots.
Okay.
American 722, turn right onto the Bravo, taxiway, wind vacated, ground 121.8, bye-bye.
Okay, 121.8 for American 722, good.
Stobart 1 kilo, wind 250 degrees, 7 knots, runway 28, cleared land.
Land, runway 28, starboard 1 kilo.
All right, and we are back just in time. I was really getting thirsty, so I had to grab some water. Sorry about that, guys. And let's take a look here. We are approximately now 53 nautical miles from Brussels.
Sure, 10 X-ray, good morning, continue.
We're looking good.
approach,
I'm surprised that we
degrees,
haven't
8
seen
knots.
any traffic yet. This is on TARA. We should be getting some traffic.
Sure, 10 X-ray, wind 240 degrees,
Yeah, let's
8
go
knots,
to
runway 28.
Traffic global.
Land straight.
And go to the radar. There are some aircraft in the vicinity. Just not. Yeah, they're a bit far from our location, but there are a few here, There. There's definitely lots of aircraft flying in the skies. We just can't see them. This is a 150 nautical mile range here, and we can see where we are right there. So, yeah, there are some. They're not appearing in radar though.
Tower, good morning, Nortrams 1762 for runway 28.
All right.
Nortrams 1762, good morning, continue approach, wind 250
Cost Dev
degrees, 7
here.
knots.
SoundBox is great. Is a great guy. Spoke to him a while ago. Go support him, guys. Thank you very much, Cosp, for your message and for stopping by. I really, really enjoy your sound pack. I think it is by far the very best that I've tried. I think you also worked with Flight Factor on their 777 version 2. You do amazing work, my friend, so we're happy to support you as well. And the this SoundBox Studio pack is really good. I prefer it over the Mango Studio pack, to be honest. I find it to be more immersive. The FMOD sounds inside the cockpit are nice. They're not great, if I'm completely honest, but I love the engine sounds. I think it really takes this aircraft to a different level in terms of the sounds. They're just really, really nice. Here's a quick flyby again. That's pretty cool.
Northlands 1762, wind 250.
Thank you again very much,
knots, runway 28, cleared land.
HKK, our COSP developer, the COSP project, the sound packs that we very much enjoy when flying Toliss aircraft. I believe the SoundBox Studio pack is $20. So if you have the Toliss and you're looking for a better experience with the Toliss, I highly recommend this FMOD pack. Right, 10,000, landing lights on, nose light on, runway turn-off lights, fasten seatbelt signs on.
There will be traffic to depart.
Okay, and the transition altitude is 5,000 feet. We will switch to 1018, the altimeter setting. So 5,000 till transition, and 7,000 until platform altitude. We'll then be ready to make our turn towards, let me listen to the engine sounds. Alright, let me extend the speed brakes, kind of decrease the speed, just to help the aircraft
Ethiopian
accelerate.
504, are you ready for departure?
There we go. Excellent.
Ethiopian 504, roger, line up and wait, runway 28.
Line up and wait.
Right.
Ethiopian 504.
There we go. Looking good. 10,000 feet. I don't think there are any restrictions. Yeah, I think we're fine. There is one restriction at 9,000, but we should be able to clear that. There we go.
Clear takeoff.
So we've begun the descent again. And that's Brussels right there, runway 19er. Nice time to arrive as well. We're going to be facing the sun, though. It's going to make the approach a little bit difficult, but we should be fine. I am going to lower the landing gear a little bit early today because we want to cool off the landing gear. You can see it says brake fan hot, so the landing gear appears to be hot still. So we're going to lower the landing gear, allow it to cool down a little bit. There is restriction at 9,000 here, as we've seen in the flight plan. So let's go back now to 20 nautical miles. There we go, and you can see the 20 nautical mile ring here now. I'm going to remove the terrain radar. We can put it here on the first officer side.
Ryanair 5 Kilo November, line up runway 28.
Why does it say wet 5? See, that says wet 5. I forgot how to change that.
Wind 250 degrees,
but that's not right, is it?
Clear takeoff.
Something here. I can't recall if this is something you can change. Ryan, how are you doing, my friend? Glad to have you here with us this evening. Welcome. Just in time for the arrival into Brussels. Look at those strobe lights. Right, we are going to extend the speed brakes again to help the aircraft reach its desired speed a bit quicker. We're coming out here to 220 knots and transition altitude 5,000.
That is copied. The wind of the field is 15.
Right, we're looking good here. What's the best time to bring the landing gear down, and can you do turns with the landing gear on? You're not supposed to make turns actually with the landing gear down. I heard that because of the drag that it creates, it can, especially at higher speeds. But when you are at the 10 nautical mile ring, you will see the glide slope here starting to appear, and when the glide slope needle is right about here, so on this circle, so it will begin here. When it's here, that's the time when you lower the landing gear. All right, let's not get carried away here. So there we go. All right, and we can actually go to, let's set this to the 1018 and 1018. There we go. 1018 is set. 5000 is the transition altitude, so that is now set. And what we can do now is we're still too early to configure flaps, so we're just going to let the aircraft continue the descent now towards Brussels. And yeah, it's going to be difficult because the sun is going to be directly into my eyes, but yeah, hopefully we'll land without incident. So yeah, basically once the glide slope needle is here, you can lower the landing gear. That would be a good time for you to lower the landing gear. You can turn with the landing gear on, but I think that it is not advisable to do that, especially on general aviation aircraft. Smaller planes, you shouldn't really do it. Yeah, sometimes you have to do it, for sure. Sometimes you have to because of those really strange approaches where you have to, you know, the final turn, you have to have the gear down and make the final turn towards the airport. But I know in general aviation aircraft, that's something that is not advisable if the aircraft has a retractable gear. All right, so you can see here the glide slope is already, you can see the glide slope needle is moving up slowly. This is your localizer, so we can actually start configuring the aircraft now for the arrival. And we're going to go ahead and go to flaps 1. So flaps 1, speed check flaps 1. And now you can see the glide slope needle here. We're going to wait a while. This is probably going to move up a little bit. So, but we're going to go to flaps 1 now. And we are now very close to the airport. So listen to the sounds. Wow, look at this. Beautiful approach.
Runner 6678, good morning. Continue approach wind 150 degrees 140. Okay, approach 10 right, runner 6678.
All right, so here's our turn. And we can actually now turn on, we're going to come here and we're going to go to approach. And that should take care of also the speeds for us. So Cat 3, single barrow is set. Everything is in tip-top shape. We are about 400 feet from the platform altitude. And we are doing just fine. And there you go. That's the turn. Intercepting the localizer for runway 19er. 3,000 feet is our platform altitude. This is our 10 nautical mile ring. All right. Now it wants to go to 220. All right. If you look here, all right. So now the approach speed is activated. Wow, this is going to be a beautiful approach into Brussels. Is that the runway? Yeah, it might be.
speed 180 knots, coming in through on the road.
Right, now you can see the glide slope needle, the diamond there. There, let me bring it up. So you can see it now moving down. And this is when you need to configure the landing gear. So once it is one dot above the center here is a good time for you to lower your landing gear. So we're just going to monitor this here. All right. That looks good. All right, speed check. Flaps 2. And landing gear is coming down. There we go. Glide slope active. Speed check. Flaps 3. Speed check. And flaps full. Check it out. Beautiful. Right, we have the runway in sight. Alright, now you can see the brake fan. It has cooled down after we lowered the landing gear, so I'm very happy. This is actually simulated. Wow, look at that, guys. Look at that sight. Although this is not photoreal, it still looks really, really good. Right, 1,000 feet. We'll disconnect the autopilot, hand fly the aircraft. We're almost there. This is a spectacular approach into Brussels. It looks just amazing. Look at the street lights to our right. I can still see the police there, police cars, and the road traffic on both sides, incoming, outgoing. Very, very nice indeed. Just lovely. All right, cabin. And spoilers are armed. Speed brake to medium. And the landing cabin is ready, and we have no blues. We're clear to land, runway 19er. Sorry guys, the scenery isn't correct, but I'm using old default scenery today. I'm not sure about Brussels. Maybe it's payware, but we'll be able to tell now. But everything else is really default. Cabin is just to inform the cabin crew to take their seats for landing. This is right, 1,000. Autopilot off. My aircraft. Wow, this looks absolutely amazing, guys. And we're going to make very small corrections there with the fly-by-wire. It's a joy to fly, and very, very well implemented by Toliss. So you really don't have to do a lot of, just make very small, subtle changes to the stick there to maintain the approach. Wow, this is nice. Look at the buildings underneath.
500, 400.
Terrain.
$300. $200. $100. 100 above. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Was it that hard?
Auto
All right.
off.
Reverse screen. Take a look at the landing just now. Looks like this is a payware Brussels airport.
Auto brake off.
All right. And we've made it safely. We'll be able to take a look at our landing rate in just a second. Hard landing, without a doubt. Maybe I retarded the throttles a bit early. But let's go ahead and take a look here at our landing. Sometimes XP Realistic exaggerates, but we'll be able to check that out. Yeah, this is definitely a payware EBBR. All right, let's take a look, guys. Wow, this looks absolutely gorgeous. And the sounds are phenomenal too. That wasn't very clear, so we're going to do it again. Here, let's do it this way. It wasn't that bad, was it? Those engine sounds, though, are really, really nice. Wow. Guys, X-Plane rocks. All right, let's do it again. And there we go. Wow, look at that. Look at this replay. Very, very cool. It was a bit bouncy, yeah, but... Gotta do it one more time with the wing view. The replay system in X-Plane is really second to none. Let's do this here. There we go. Actually looks pretty good. Yeah, the trees and the sky colors, everything looks just phenomenal. Nice wing flex as well. Right, and we're just gonna move that now. Right, let's retract the flaps. I'm gonna start the APU. Disarm the speed brakes. Now in Elevatics, I think it says end the flight. Yeah, so I think it said crash detected. Yeah, so it's not gonna give us the forging of the landing rate. Right, runway turn off lights, landing lights off, nose light to taxi, strobe lights off. And yeah, this is definitely a payware Brussels airport. I really am not sure who the developer is. I think there are more positions over there, so let's go. All right, let's go and start the APU now. Perfect. Okay, look at the water splash there from the wheels. I'm not sure why it's. I'm not sure if there has been any rain in the area, but just considering I haven't checked really. Didn't verify that. But this is a nice airport. Yeah. Hello there, Kenny. Welcome aboard. All right, let's see here. Let's take taxiway uniform. And then we're going to go straight for stand 231. All right, let's turn off the taxi light. Slow the aircraft down a little bit. Very, very nice airport. If anyone knows the airport, maybe you can just let us know. All right. And parking brake set. Let's see how well we've done. Yeah, I think we could have gone a little further, but that's all right. So parking brake is set, and we can now turn off the engines. Engine 1, engine 2. All right, and we can now turn off the beacon light. APU bleed on. And there we have it. We can turn off the nav lights as well. And there we have it, ladies and gents. The Toliss A330 with the SoundBox Studio FMOD pack, which really revamps the engine sounds of the Toliss A330. And now we can see the aircraft is beginning the deboarding, and the cargo doors and the door will open as well. I don't think the jetways are going to move, but yeah, it's been definitely a fun flight today, and this is definitely a payware Brussels, so I'm really not sure which one, but it looks pretty amazing, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks really nice. So, folks, I want to thank you very much for being with me this evening. It's been lots and lots of fun interacting with you. Definitely learned a few things as well. Just some EBBR. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So it is the Just Sim Brussels Airport, a wonderful rendition of Brussels Airport for X-Plane 12 with photoreal scenery as well in the airport vicinity. This was really a fun stream. I really enjoyed it. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I did streaming it for you. And I will be seeing you guys again, possibly this coming Thursday. We are going to be back in X-Plane 12, and we will more than likely be flying the Zibo 737 with the latest updates for X-Plane 12.3. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye for now.